Video time. It's that temperature, and my window is open because I've finished charging up my car and got another car on the driveway, so that's getting a charge as well because it hasn't been started in a few months. And yeah, just keep things going. So look at this. I've got myself some very dry bits of citrus fruit. Let's get that going. Come on, buddy. Do you see that? Do you see smoke coming out in the right-hand corner? Because I can see it. It's going to take a while to warm up this corner. Get things combusting. Get yourself combusting. Do 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 do. Who did that song, Get Yourself Connected? I seem to remember it was one of those early mobile phone adverts. I don't remember who it was. Was it like BT Cellnet? I think they eventually became O2 or something. Or was it EE? Oh, I don't know. I know Vodafone's around and Tesco Mobile's another. Do you get Nectar points for using Tesco Mobile? Right, so I've now got a hole in that piece of cardboard. And my little candle lighter's decided that I've used too much of it and it's had enough. So let's go ahead and use the torch. And I mean, it's sort of lighting. Come on, I know you want to. Ah, there we go. A little bit of violence. It's fighting back against me. This is cardboard. Mind you, it's not an ideal sort of cardboard because it's full of clay and print and what have you, so it's a bit rubbish. Well, if I heat up this bit, why does this keep extinguishing itself? Come on, buddy. Well, I just had something engulf in flames. If we look the other side, see. There we go. Bit of fire. Just like that. Yeah. Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Took a while to get going, but we got there in the end. No. Ooh, there's a fair bit of heat coming from that. Look at that. I mean, that's charcoal there. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some logs. He says, looking over at the log bin. That's nice, that is. Car's working again. I was able to crank it yesterday, so I went out on the drive, and I think I can hear the warning signs now. It's when it's well, the problem is it's like when it's struggling to crank. Does that mean it's low battery, or does it mean it's cold? Either way, I think if it's struggling to get started, it probably means I need to go on the on a long drive, but I tend to do just little sort of pootling about trips, not really very long here or there. Well, I want to see these, like, because I know they will. I can hear it. It's combusting. I watched Alien last night, the one directed by Ridley Scott. And I will say it, the set design, brilliant. But a lot of that film is really stupid. So if you haven't seen a film from 1979, I'm not going to spoil it for you now. Some dumb things happen. Actually, you know what? It's a catalogue of errors. It's pretty much like a Greek comedy in terms of just like, well, that went hilariously wrong, didn't it? So they eventually find there's a monster on the ship and then go, oh no, there's a monster on the ship. And they send one bloke by himself with a flamethrower and a motion sensor to go get it. And then, oh no, the monster's coming for you, you better run away then. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going to run away now rather than fight this creature. And then the monster gets there and it's implied like, oh, well, you know, he's terrified. And then the ship's computer and the robot called Ash decide that, oh, well, actually, the crew are expendable. Nothing else matters except for getting the monster back to the company so we can study it. And then Sigourney Weaver has a fight with the robot, and then loads of milk comes out of his mouth, and he spins around and he tries to strangle the black man. Then they're like, oh, you know what? We've defeated the robot. Let's go into the shuttle and escape and blow up the ship and we'll be fine. Okay, cool. But before we do that, I need to go and get some gubbins for some reason. Oh, okay, well, I'll get the shuttle going, says Sigourney Weaver. So she goes and gets the shuttle going, and her chums, you know, they split up, and then the monster comes. Oh no! And they're all armed with flamethrowers, mind you. And the monster's coming, and the girl's scared because the monster's creeping up to you really slowly. And the black man says, "Get out of the way, scared girl, so I can burn this monster." Well, he doesn't say so I can burn the monster, but the implication is, you know, so you can kill the monster without killing her. She doesn't. He gets closer. And the monster kills them both. Oh no! And then Sigourney Weaver's just like, oh no, I can't leave without the cat. The ship has a cat on it, by the way. And so she goes and picks up the cat, and then she gets into the shuttle, and it's really scary because, like, oh, pussycat, are you here? And then the cat comes out and it goes, wow, and it's like, oh no, that sounds like the monster, I'm scared. And they get in the shuttle, ship blows up, and oh no, the monster managed to sneak on the shuttle with us. Who could have foreseen this thing happen? And then, so bear in mind, this monster's killed everyone, and it's been really slow, and it lets Sigourney Weaver get into a little cupboard so she can dress up in the spacesuit. Doesn't like molest her at all during this procedure, and she puts on the spacesuit and she opens up the airlock and then, oh no, the monster's gone into space, but it turns out he doesn't mind the vacuum. So she turns on the ship's rocket, and that finally defeats the monster, and oh, well, all's well that ends well, hey? And at the end of it, I just thought to myself, like, I hope everybody in this dies. I mean, she does eventually die. More than once. But, yeah. Good set design. Really liked it. Like Dark Star, if it had a higher budget, but have I decided I really don't like Ridley Scott stuff? Did he direct Gladiator? I mean, I liked Gladiator, but I also didn't like Gladiator, if that makes sense. I think that film was good in spite of Ridley Scott. I mean, often I watched like because I've watched I think a number of films now. I'm beginning to realise that there are good films that are made in spite of the director, like George Lucas. In spite of him, sometimes good films are made, or Peter Jackson. In spite of him, Lord of the Rings was made because how can somebody that made Bad Taste and the other one, which is like Bad Taste, go on to make the greatest film ever, or the greatest film series ever? And the answer is he didn't. He was just good in that he managed to get a load of people together and say, right, look, we all love Lord of the Rings. Let's do the books justice. Let's bring this to set. And then a bunch of very talented people, all very eager and keen to do it, including Christopher Bloody Lee, who unfortunately they said he was too old to play Gandalf. I don't think so. I think he'd have been good playing Gandalf in that film. But anyway, at least Christopher Lee's in it as Saruman, which is better than nothing, right? But all these great people who love the work, they brought it to the screen, and that's what made me aware of Lord of the Rings, because, as you know, some people may call me a hobbit, a title I'm happy to bear. Great work. But yeah, Ridley Scott, you suck. And I'm not going to go watch Napoleon because everyone tells me it's terrible. And I've seen Waterloo by Stanislav Lem, and that's the good one apparently. So I've seen the good Napoleon film. Also, I'm told more than anybody else, the life and times of Napoleon is the most documented historical figure. So the historical inaccuracies in Napoleon are frankly criminal. And I don't know if he hates the French. I don't know if he hates Corsicans because Napoleon's Corsican. Or I don't know if just Ridley Scott's an old codger who just has gone mad and hates people and thinks he's still got a story to tell. But it's like, he's literally just like that Simpsons meme of old man shakes fist at the sky. And it's just, it's no good. It's just like, look, you made a good advert for a loaf of bread back in the day. You should have been like, you know what? This is my peak. I know when to quit when I'm ahead. But he didn't. But hey, at least we got Gladiator in spite of Ridley Scott, so it's not all bad, is it? And Gladiator was a good film. Or was it a good film? I think I've only ever watched it once. And I don't remember much of it except the soundtrack because Lisa Gerrard, she's singing in it and she's brilliant. I mean, if ever you want to hear more of Lisa Gerrard singing, listen to Dead Can Dance. That's a good band. Yes, it turns out I'm a goth all along. I listen to Dead Can Dance. And I like them. And also, I thought Lisa Gerrard sung in the Rome Total War soundtrack. It's not her. It's somebody else that's not Lisa Gerrard. But if you like the Gladiator soundtrack, the Rome Total War soundtrack, the one from 2003, not the shit supposed sequel they made in, I don't know, whenever they made Rome 2. Not as good. You know what? I mean, this fire will go, but this cardboard is actually hindering the fire more than it's helping, because it's made a baffle which prevents the air from being drawn in. Not a good start. Hey ho. We'll get it going. Eventually, we'll get it going. So lesson learned, this is not how to use cardboard to get a fire going. This is just an educational... Yes, that's it. It's an educational film in how not to make a fire. You'll be able to watch this and go, well, if I'm lighting a fire, I won't do it this way. God, it stinks too. Probably a lot of unburnt stuff in the smoke. What a shit fire. I'm almost tempted not to upload this. I'm embarrassed with how bad this is. Maybe I'll just get a pint of diesel, pour it on it and call it a day. You don't want to pour a pint of petrol on it, that would explode. But diesel, oh yeah, that burns nice and good. Well, speaking of burning nice and good, that's the lemons, or the limes. Come on, buddy. Let's have a fire. I am looking forward to the sequel, Aliens, because that's by James Cameron, and he made a good film. Turns out if you actually stand and fight the aliens, you stand a better chance than just going, oh no, I'm so scared. It's like, how about you be scared, but you also shoot them? That's what I didn't like the Aliens Isolation game, because it's like, oh, what if there was an Aliens game, but when the aliens came, it was really scary, and you couldn't fight them, and when they touch you, you die? No. How about a game where there's aliens, you shoot aliens, and then they die? I don't like these games where they take away your ability to fight. It's just not interested in that. It's like, look, if you're giving me a challenge and you're saying I can't kill it, then I'm not interested. It's always, if it bleeds, it dies. It's not to say it should be easy. I mean, Predator proved that. But again, if it bleeds, it dies. Except some creatures, I'm told, bleed for 5 days without dying. What sort of evil sorcery is that about? I think that was in one of the Predator movies. It won't kill you, but you'll wish you were dead. Yep. Fire, eh? It's great when it gets going. Not so good when it doesn't. But yeah, I think we got ourselves a fire. Got there in the end, didn't we? That's it. There we go. Go away now.